Tuggers, welcome to Tug Helpful video number 4, where we're going to discuss the common question, what is my timeshare worth in the resale market? We get this question day in and day out here on Tug from owners looking to sell for the first time and ask us, hey, what is my timeshare worth? How do I figure out what my timeshare is worth? Can you help me? And of course, like any other answer to a timeshare question asked here on Tug is yes, we can absolutely help you figure out what your timeshare is worth on the resale market. The very first thing we always suggest to individuals is reading our How to Sell article. Our How to Sell article is our best practices guide on selling your timeshare on the resale market and avoiding being ripped off. It discusses everything we're going to cover in this article, in this video guide. It is free and open to the public. It is the most read article that we have here on Tug. It's located in a variety of places. Any link across the top of any page on Tug will have a link to the free help and advice section. If you're here on the tug2.com homepage, there's a direct link to the article here at the timeshare marketplace dropdown. You can see how to sell your timeshare. But more easily, if you want to just open a browser, you can type in the word sell.tug2.net. sell.tug2.net, and it will take you right to the How to Sell article. Again, this is free and open to the public. You're welcome to print it out, take a picture of it, save it, send it to your friends, do whatever you want to do to get this information in front of anyone that you know looking to sell a timeshare, and read it completely if you yourself are looking to sell a timeshare on the resale market. So, in detail, we're going to discuss how exactly an individual would go to determine how much their timeshare is worth on the resale market. And the very simple answer to that question is pretend you are a resale buyer. We're going to walk through where you can go to look for existing and current classified ads for the timeshare you're trying to sell, as well as where you can see completed listings of that timeshare that's been sold before. And so with those two key pieces of information, you can at least get a decent idea of what others are selling their timeshare before in the resale market, and hence where you should price yours in the resale market. So in this case, we're going to pretend that we're trying to sell the Wyndham Sea-Watch Plantation timeshare, a very commonly listed timeshare on Tug, both in resales and rentals. So it should be very, very easy to pretend that we're sellers of this and give you guys a great idea of how you yourselves can determine what this value of this timeshare is on the resale market. So from the tug2.com homepage, as you see, you can go to type in tug2.com on any website. We're going to click on the Resorts and Reviews tab, and we're going to type in Sea-Watch Plantation. This navigates us to the resort within Tug. When clicking on that, you can see the Sea-Watch Plantation, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Some great reviews, very nice resort. Clicking on this resort takes us to the resort review page. Everyone should be familiar with this if you watched the previous Tug helpful video guide, which discussed all of this. But what we're looking for in particular on this one, instead of reviews and information about the resort, is first the classified ads tab. So when I click on this, I can see the existing classified ads for this resort, and currently it doesn't show any for sale. It does show some rental prices, so it gives you an idea of importantly to look at this is determine the rental price compared to your maintenance fee cost. And that's one of the best key indicators of what your timeshare is worth. Unfortunately, if you can rent it out for less than your maintenance fees, or you can't rent it out for more than your maintenance fees, that tends to put the timeshare in a much, much less valuable situation. Whereas if you can actually rent the timeshare out for more than your maintenance fees, that makes the timeshare more valuable to own versus renting. So the important section of this particular category is the price history tab, and this is a list of all completed listings, both resales and rentals on Tug, for this resort as sold or rented by the owners who listed them on the Tug website. And as you can see, we got a lot of rentals here. The last resale for this particular site was last year, and showing that it was a 203,000 points package. It sold for $250. No, unfortunately, that's not a joke. Many timeshares you'll find in the industry today sell for between 0 and 10% of their original purchase price. Unfortunately, that's just a cold, hard fact about the resale industry this year. Or excuse me, not just this year, but going on for many, many years now. And for those thinking that they were going to get 50 to 75 or 85% of what they originally paid, unfortunately, that's just not realistic in this current market, especially when you can see that these timeshares are indeed listed and selling for essentially pennies on the dollar. Also another one the year before for $208. So you're seeing a trend here that the rentals are very popular for this resort, and we'll talk about rentals in a little bit later. So if you're trying to sell your timeshare, you can at least rent it out while you're trying to sell it. But on the resale market, even these very extremely large point packages, or at least moderately large point packages, are not demanding very much in the resale market as of 2014. Another place I always suggest people go to look at exactly and current trends in the market is eBay. eBay is a great website that currently has many timeshare auctions on it. Most of them for $1 no reserve. And the best thing about eBay is not only can you not see, assuming you see current listings for timeshares, you can actually look at completed listings up to a month old. So we're going to type in timeshare Sea-Watch Plantation. And this is just regular eBay search. I'm not signed in or anything. This is open to the public. You don't need to be an eBay member. And I'm going to click search. And it's going to show me. Here's some listings for Wyndham Sea-Watch Plantation. Obviously, this is Williamsburg, Wyndham Sea-Watch Plantation. You can see these are all asking, roughly $1,200. I'm willing to bet that these are probably rentals, to be perfectly honest, versus resales. But what we're looking for in particular, go through and click on each one of these. You can see that they're all very lowly priced compared to what this timeshare sold for new on the resale market. So again, for those with wild desires to make anything what they paid for this timeshare new, unfortunately, it's just not realistic in this resale market. But in looking at these ads, you're going to go down here on the left-hand side and choose completed listings. And so when you see the completed listings, these are actually completed auctions that are sold. Someone actually bought these timeshares. And you can see this one just recently, or actually this last month on June 9th, 84,000 Wyndham points. Sea-Watch Plantation sold for $150. Here's another 84,000 points package for $600. Another one for, it doesn't give the points package, but $399. All the ones indicating green, meaning that they were successful auctions. These are the ones that actually were completed and were actually sold on eBay. Whether or not the transaction went through is a different story, but someone successfully bid on these. But as you can see in the prices here, all of them are below $1,000 for selling these packages. Really, as an apples to apples comparison, if you can find one, for example, if you owned a 2-bedroom, these are 7. These look like if you owned a 1 or 2 bedroom at this resort, or looking at 4th of July weekend right here, so on and so forth. It's very, very important to make sure that you're looking at resales versus rentals, of course. Rentals are obviously going to be a completely different category for figuring out what your timeshare is worth versus resales. But it's a great idea. You can actually see specifically, this particular package. We'll go ahead and click on. Maybe it'll load, maybe it won't. To actually see the details of this package, apologize, my internet is extremely slow. But again, looking at these completed listings while we're waiting for this is going to tell you what people are currently buying your timeshare for. Is that saying that you have to price it this low to attract a buyer? No. You can certainly price this timeshare however you want, but pretend that you are a buyer of this timeshare. Pretend that you are looking to buy, and you're looking at all these ads. If I can buy this one for $150, it gives me 80,000 points in Wyndham, and my maintenance fees are $50 a month. If that is comparable to yours, and you're asking $2,000 or $3,000 for it, or $10,000 for it, who realistically is going to pay $10,000 for something that they can buy for $150 right here on eBay, or the ones any that happen to be listed on Tug? You just have to be realistic in figuring out what your timeshare is worth and comparing it to what other people are selling it for. That's not to say your timeshare is worthless. It might be a very great timeshare and you're happy with the ownership. And if you're not forced to sell, if you don't have to sell, we certainly don't suggest doing so. But for those people that are actually looking to sell their timeshare, or in need of selling their timeshare because they no longer want to travel anymore, or no longer want to pay the maintenance fees, you have to be realistic in the resale market and figure out what other people are selling their timeshare for, because it is really an apples to apples comparison when you're looking at other people selling that timeshare on the resale market. So if your price that you're going to list is completely outlandish compared to what all the other prices are listed for, the chances of you finding a buyer, no matter where you list your timeshare for, no matter what website you put it on, no matter who you contract to try and sell it for you, unfortunately, if you have an unreasonable expectation of what you're going to get for that timeshare, it's just never going to sell. Other places you can go to look for your timeshare listed in the resale market: Craigslist is a great place. Go to your local Craigslist. Go to the Craigslist where the resort is located. For example, it's in Myrtle Beach. So go to the Myrtle Beach Craigslist and see other people that have listed there. You can also list your timeshare there as well. It's free. It's open to the public. Doesn't cost anything to list your timeshare there. And so hopefully at least with these three sections, or at least these three suggestions, you can find someone else or a variety of other people that are looking at your timeshare for sale or looking to sell your similar timeshare or even your exact same unit, and figure out what they're selling it for and give you an idea of what you should be pricing your timeshare for in order to actually attract a buyer. More importantly, while you're waiting to sell your timeshare or through the process of trying to sell your timeshare, it's not going to happen quickly. Even if you do find a buyer tomorrow, the process can take a while. We always suggest looking to rent out your timeshare, at least researching the idea of renting out your timeshare if you're not going to use it. It's a great way to cover some or all of your maintenance fee costs. And as mentioned before, we actually have an article for that as well in the Tug Advice section. It is also free and open to the public. To get there, you can just type in rent.tug2.net. Very, very simple section, and it's a step-by-step guide for walking through and determining how much you should ask to rent, free sample rental agreements, best practices to avoid being scammed, and so on and so forth. So renting your timeshare while you're trying to sell your timeshare is an absolutely great way to at least avoid paying maintenance fees for something that you're not going to use anymore. So hope that this guide was successful in at least educating folks on where they can go to figure out what their timeshares are worth on the resale market in accordance to figuring out what they should price their timeshare for when trying to sell it on the resale market. And always remember, just as with everything else, never ever pay huge upfront fees to sell or rent your timeshare. You can do it yourself, and even if you do hire someone to do it for you or you contract someone to do it for you, make sure that they only work on commission and take their fees after the sale is completed. So no upfront fees, folks. Always follow that rule and you'll protect yourself from 99% of the scams on the resale market. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.